Cocaine's one hell of a drug. A lot of people got problems with drugs and addictions. And I was one of those people at one time. And today, the drugs and the addictions, they're higher than ever before. And there's reasons for that. And oddly enough, the people who are coordinating those reasons know the complete cycle. So there's people out there that they're not working in your best interest. And they know that the more stressed you are and the easier access you have to addictions, the more addicted you're going to be. So basically, there's a fire that your feet are put to. Your feet are to the fire. And there's people out there who know that if that fire gets bigger, the more addicted you're going to become. So not only do they pump the fire up right now, they make sure there's more and more addictive substances in and around your community. And this is all done on purpose. Like, this is not the free market. So we have the false impression that this is a capitalistic free market. And no human in the world would actually buy poisons that would hurt themselves, hurt their potential, make them ugly, and make them unsuccessful. That's not going to happen in a free market economy. But if you manipulate things and give people the false impression that it's a free market economy, and you basically make sure these addictive substances are being normalized and their use of being normalized, and use various brainwashing tactics to make people believe this is the best we can do, well, you're going to have a hard time in life, because there's going to be addictive substances on every corner. And if you're not on those addictive substances, like if you choose not to, they have that other sort of persuader on the other side of the equation. Because if you're not high, if you're not sedated, if you're not tranquilized, if you're not distracted, bang, there's your real life. And your real life is super painful because they make it painful on purpose. Same group sort of removes what's called your disposable income, and you know how they do that. They take it right off your check, and they fill up your media with images that are going to disturb you and stress you, panic you and terror you, and they're going to make everything unstable. They're going to make sure everything's unstable. You're not going to know what the next day holds. So when all this goes on in our society, all done purposely, it's called social engineering, and you're stressed to the max because they're going to push you to the wall every single day with this story or that story. There'll be nothing uplifting. Even the architecture. This is how far it goes. And this is the average person has a real hard time understanding this. This is how far they will go to accomplish their goals of complete domination, not just of your physical body, your mental body, your spiritual body, your financial body, your emotional body. They want it all. They want full control. The architecture is ugly. It's all squares. It's all gray. It's based on utility. And you'll see there's a big push. If you go back wherever you live, you can go back in your town's history. And what you'll find is very beautiful buildings that have been torn down to make way for squares. Sheet metal cladded squares, cement squares, stucco squares, like no artistic impression. And in those squares, they're going to be serving you sort of like the distractions of the day, the chemical addictions of the day. It's just very extremely dominating over your psyche. So all this will accumulate with you basically in most cases, and it's not because you're born defective, it's because you're working as designed. You're going to have a hard time in life, and that you're going to have at least 1, 2, 3 addictions. The most popular addiction, of course, coffee. And there's things about coffee they're not telling you. It's on the corners of all your streets for a reason, and not because it's a free market society. Alcohol, caffeine, junk food, vaping, smoking, narcotics. And this means your life goes into a big slide, because no one can be their best on these substances. No one. Absolutely no one. And if you know some sort of high achiever, vapor, coffee drinker, they could be 10 to 20 times more as successful if they weren't polluted. Like, poison doesn't make you run better. Poison doesn't work like that. That's why it's called poison. That's why it's called poison. Poison doesn't make your life better, doesn't make you run your metabolism run better, doesn't make you smarter, doesn't make you more immune, doesn't make you more resistant to disease. That's not how poison operates. It just doesn't operate like that. So you have a choice. And there's many people like me who provide this choice sort of on a yearly basis. I provide a choice once a year, only once a year, to basically figure this all out in a very short amount of time. I put about 20 years of research into about very small program that you could potentially come and attend with me live, ask me live questions. But of course, the biggest advantage is you learning how this whole system works, so that you can sidestep every single trick that the ruling group uses to steal your power. All the power they have, they've taken from you. Most times you volunteered it because they're very good at tricking. Other times they've taken it by force or coercion or threat. But all the power they wield, it's yours. And if you go get it back, you remove it from them. So not only will you get your power back, you'll disempower the tyrannical group that's trying to dominate you 24 hours a day. Now, if you need more information on this program, you can email me at info@jchristoff.com. Single initial J, Christoph is Christ with an OFF on the end. This is Jason Christoff signing off. Thank you for listening.